Because I'm gonna try your ego. I'm gonna bitch you. A lot of guys I feel like mess up with that first dinner, that first interaction. You're not stepping to me as a confident man. Whereas if that first interaction, you're like, no, I don't play that shit, I'm not gonna push it. I see already I cannot play with you, I cannot try it, so I don't push it. I'm now in a submissive position, so it allows me to be more feminine and relax.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Tynisha Renee here, and we are back with another reaction video. If you are active on social media, you've likely seen clips of this woman circulating for the past couple of weeks or so. She is going viral for her polarizing views on dating and how she treats men. There are a lot of people who bashed her, as I'm sure you can imagine, and said she's immature, has unrealistic dating standards, will never attract a quality man, so on and so forth. But I would like to take a different approach today and kind of psychoanalyze some of the things that stood out to me about her background, and then go into this notion of unrealistic dating standards. So I actually watched this entire interview. It's about 40 minutes long, and a good chunk of the interview was her talking about her glow up story. And I'm gonna give sis her credit, okay? She's only 27 years old. She's an entrepreneur, a multi-millionaire. She is very career driven and ambitious. With that being said, I admittedly did cringe at multiple different points in the interview because, one, she often refers to men as the N-word, like a lot, but also because I don't believe in emasculating men just because they don't fit your standards, whether that be financially, emotionally, physically, or mentally. It's one thing to say that someone isn't your type, but blatant disrespect or attempting to manipulate and assert dominance is a completely different thing. But what stood out to me was her struggle story. She mentions growing up in an affluent household, you know, on private jets from a young age. Her mother was able to be a stay-at-home wife. She had a lot of privileges growing up. She never experienced struggle per se until she moved out of her parents' house and moved in with her boyfriend against her father's wishes, and ended up being down bad because she had to put the lease in her name and foot the finances on behalf of her boyfriend. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that clip for y'all now.
Unfortunately, I got fired, and I was in a relationship at the time, and he said if I loved him that I would move out of my dad's house and move in with him, but I had to put the lease in my name. So within about like 48 hours of signing the lease, I kind of realized I signed like my death certificate in a way. And I had 1 month free, so moved out April 6, 2016. May was free, but I had to find $3,000 by June 3rd. So I actually ended up making the rent money June 2nd online. I didn't like become an entrepreneur because it was on like inspirational. I had no choice, like I was gonna get evicted.
So that clip right there is actually really important to note because my humble opinion is that it shaped the way that she views men now. In the midst of her trying to come up with this $3,000 for the apartment, she realized that she had some hustle, right? She had some hustle to her, and it helped her develop her entrepreneurial skills. But in the midst of that, I believe that she made a subconscious connection between how much money a man has and how valuable that man is. She experienced struggle for the first time in her life because of a man, and then she proceeded to elevate out of that struggle without seemingly having a lot of assistance, if any assistance, from that man. So my hypothesis is that she connected men who are not affluent with struggle, and that in turn led to a lack of respect for men who are not affluent, which was further exemplified when she realized that she was able to take a leadership role and level up, unlike the man that she was dealing with. And I think that we see this a lot nowadays. You know, women who are go-getters, who may make more than a man does, which in turn often leads to emasculation. I personally have had discussions with women who feel like men shouldn't have any say-so in the relationship if they don't make more money than them. And we've seen it. I've seen this so many times on social media, whether it's memes that are made or women commenting on posts. A lot of women will say things like, lower your tone when you talk to me. You don't make enough money to have that amount of bass in your voice. Which is something that I don't quite understand. In that case, set that that man free so that he's able to grow and level up without you, versus using him as a pawn, so to speak, so that you can feel as if you are on a pedestal or have some sense of control or dominance. But with all of that being said, I really can't knock her dating strategies in terms of the type of men that she entertains. This may be an unpopular opinion, and I really hope that y'all don't twist my words, okay? There are a lot of us who have been conditioned to believe that we are more of a catch than we really are. And I don't say that offensively. I also am not saying that that's the case for everyone. Oftentimes, we assume that we can have anybody that we want, right? And everybody out there is going to want us. There's a false sense of entitlement simply because we think we're awesome. And that may be true, okay? I believe that you are awesome, all right? But everybody is not going to want you. You're not gonna be a fit for everybody, and that's okay. So to bring it all in, okay? I say all of this to say that this woman was told that her dating standards are unrealistic. But when you look at the type of men that she's going for, I don't really think so. She mentioned wanting men who are multimillionaires, have tattoos, wear a lot of jewelry, carry the blicky. A blicky is a gun for those of you who are unfamiliar with hip hop culture. And she dates rappers, which, as we know, oftentimes fit that image. But aside from that, she's also coming in with her own money, useful skills to help the man level up. She cooks daily, and I would say that she's a pretty attractive woman. It seems like she is fitting the mold that a lot of rappers are looking for. Another unpopular opinion, please don't come for me, y'all. I honestly believe that people get offended when they hear things like this because they know that they don't live up to those standards. And I think that this happens on both ends, with men and women. Men may feel triggered because they don't pass the income verification. You do not meet the income threshold or have the credit score to step foot in this apartment. And some women may feel triggered because they internally know, whether they want to admit it or not, that they might not have the qualities to demand these type of traits in a partner. Painful truths. There was a post that I actually found on Facebook that summed this up perfectly. Try not to get triggered, y'all. It says, okay, date within your dating pool, please. You work at the Amazon warehouse or a call center, and you're mad that Instagram models and bottle girls don't want to date you. You claim no one wants a nice guy, but actively pursue women who proudly boast about being a city girl and date scammers. You want a man to provide everything for you, but you make $15 an hour and have no formal education or add value to anything outside of some You want to split everything 50-50, but slide in the DMs of a woman who clearly states she doesn't want to do that because she's used to a certain income and lifestyle. You're a solid 5 without makeup or weave for the ladies, and mad that a conventional 7 or 8 wants to date another 7 or 8. You make $40K a year and watch Kevin Samuels for dating advice and expect women with $70K or more and no kids to submit to you. You've got kids and think people with no kids who don't want to date people with kids shouldn't write you off. Save yourself and date within your means. I feel like that might ruffle some feathers. So let me know what y'all think. How do you feel about the dynamic of women refusing to respect men who don't make enough money? When it comes to the notion of unrealistic dating standards, are they always unrealistic? Or are we often triggered because of our own insecurities or shortcomings? Talk to me in the comments, y'all. All right, y'all, it was fun chatting with y'all today, but I'm about to hop off this. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, y'all, bye.